Thank you very much to Team MZ for the support they give small streamers like us. Don't mind me as I fix my chair. As well as Many-Sided Dice. They have a wonderful book out called The Lost Artifacts of Greygast that if you order through the discount codes that are available in our Twitch chat by typing in exclamation point Lost Artifacts. Hopefully that is up and running this week. We actually had a problem, I believe it was last week, that our discount code had expired. So we got that. JJ, we've got that taken care of now, right? JJ? Okay, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
I can hear you.
You're
Okay.
good.
Hey, I got worried for a moment. It's not like us not to have technical difficulties, so apparently we are having some trouble with our Australian at the moment. Oh, we'll get him back on the horn in a couple of moments. And for those who couldn't make it last weekend, we'll give a brief recap here. Actually, we're going to just, now that, see if this will pop up for us. Lost Artifacts. Come on. Hey, Lost Artifacts is popping up. So there you can see the two links in the Twitch chat now. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, we'll see if we can get a link up there in the description of the video below. So last week we picked off very shorthanded, unfortunately. I want to say thank you to Sarah and Lennon, or Solana and Quen, for being able to make it last week. Picked up at Camp Vengeance, where Commander Breakbone was giving the party a bit of a hard time over their unwillingness to ferry some sick people all the way back to Port Nyanzaru for medical attention. As he was attempting to get his camp to arrest them, a couple of our more eagle-eyed members of the party noticed that some very dark black clouds were moving in very quickly with a heavy wall of rain as the tropical storm proceeded to dump a huge amount of water on top of Camp Vengeance and the surrounding areas over the next 8 to 10 hours. The commander decided it wouldn't be worth his hassle at this point, as the rain pretty much made it impossible for travel on the river anyway. So the party made their way out into the jungle, got a little lost on their way, lost in the trees without the ease of the river. Made their way back through.
Or a guide that you killed.
Well, a guide that the party killed. The DM had nothing to do with that. Proceeded
I was looking at Dave.
Oh, then you gotta give the little fingers up and just sort of go like.
Yeah, he had more to do with that than me. He was the one getting hit all the time, so I don't know. What do you want?
Well, and there might have been didn't Quen was that Melik who threw the thunder wave spell, or was that Quen?
That was Quen.
Oh, that was Quen. Yeah.
And I believe it was a shatter, not a thunder.
Oh, shatter. Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember. I knew it was something like that with thunder damage. It's like, okay, we got Melik smacking him around a little, not too bad, and then Quen with that one is like, yeah, they're not trying to kill him, but they're killing him.
Basically innocent.
So, made your way further into the swamp and proceeded during your journey to run into a rather strange Nicolas Cage lookalike, apparently, and his Solorian friend, so Artis, Chimer, and Dragonbait, who, as you guys explained, that you were looking for some lobster folk and a woman who went missing, who had hired you to bring her down into the Aldani Basin that you are now in, seeking some red wizards she had been seeing visions of. Artis told you he hadn't seen any of the Aldani lobster folk around, but he had seen some red wizards hanging out near the heart of Ubtao. And where we left is you guys had just started to come to consciousness in the morning, and in the distance, floating above the forest, you saw this. A couple of you looked at it. You were able to tell it looks like a giant stone heart floating about 150 feet in the air, and the structure on top of it looks to be natural.
How far away is that above the forest?
From where you guys are, it looks to be, give or take, about 50, 60 miles. So you figure, given your travel time through the jungles on the river and then even through the swamp, you're figuring you're probably a good 4 or 5 days away from it.
No, I mean, how high up is it?
Oh, high up. Best guess, it's above the trees. So you'd say anywhere from probably 100 to 200 feet.
Okay, thank you.
Not a problem. So, and yes, to go back with, I'll try to, for those who haven't been around in that long. So, you guys were exploring the tomb of the man and crocodile where Gizzard found his alchemy jug, which was stolen by Quen at one point during last week's episode and used to make sangria. And everyone got a little drunk. Milliken, Gizzard, little worse for wear actually with the rolls.
Definitely.
You guys had basically forgotten about her overnight. And after Gizzard obtained the jug, went back to look for her and found basically what looked like oversized crustacean tracks. Mushari, before his passing, it was too soon.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Moosh. Advised you that he had heard rumors of these people, but no one had seen them in years. And you didn't really see, and welcome back, Digitio. Thanks for joining us tonight. Didn't see any footprints of the woman, so rough guess was she must have been carried off somehow, and the assumption was where the tracks went south, that she had been brought down this direction.
What kind of water is in this basin?
In terms of I guess I'll call it like the swampy, lakey sort of area that you guys are on right now.
Yes.
It's basically the same as the rivers you've been on. It's dark, it's murky, it's only flowing a couple of miles an hour, if that.
Can I turn into a shark and see if there are the lobster people down there?
Sure. So,
yeah, I'll just turn into a
Yes,
shark.
you may. You may turn into a shark.
so is actually, can you? Is it swimming you get it for?
Yep.
Oh, perfect. My druids never made it that high of a level. So as you guys watch, as Solana sort of looks around at you guys and goes, and just jumps off the side of the boat in midair. Maui
Can I
style.
join her? I'd love to join her.
Okay.
I can hold my breath for 15 minutes.
Nice.
So is you guys both go ahead into the water and go ahead and make both you make perception checks for me. Actually.
Ooh, not good.
Not great, but not horrible. So let's see here.
That murky water.
And sharks smell with their sense with their noses?
So
Is that the
Is there a smell check?
thing?
underwater smell check.
Underwater smell check?
So let me find my little note on them in here.
Yeah, what kind of shark are you? Or a hammerhead? You got an echolocation check?
Yeah, I think I want to be a hammerhead with the echolocation check. That'd be awesome.
Roll again.
Let's see here. Okay. So while you guys are both looking around, uh, Gizzard. Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, between the two you working together and doing this, you sort of take about 5-10 minutes to circle through the, you know, pretty much a decent chunk of the area where you're in. You don't see anything in this section. Oh my god, that would have been too great, MG. Talking about splicing in certain songs that would have part of this video broadcast on YouTube be blocked for copyright infringement. You guys look through, you don't really notice anything that jumps out, like no structures or anything under there. It's only probably about 25 feet deep, so you guys get to cover a good chunk of distance. But I need to ask you both for a constitution check, or a constitution save. Okay. So, as you guys finish checking around, pop back up onto the side of the bank where you guys had set up camp. Seem to be feeling fine.
Okay, good. Had me worried there. I'm gonna resume human shape since we didn't see
No.
anything. No? Just stay as a shark? Okay, I'm gonna stay as a shark.
Can you get shark with legs?
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't want to carry you, but I do want you to stay a shark.
Okay. I'll stay a shark a little while longer.
Okay, so while you guys are getting the canoes into the river, first question is, who is taking care of your navigation for the day?
Can I navigate ahead as a shark?
Sure, if you'd like to. Go ahead and make a... Actually, before we get that far, are you guys sticking with what you have been doing, the standard normal pace?
Yeah, sure. I
Should
guess.
we hurry it up?
Nah.
Okay,
Oh,
regular
cool.
pace then.
Yeah, we're cool. No stress.
Okay. So we've got that, and then go ahead and make a survival check for me.
With advantage because I'm a shark?
Not for this, no.
Oh, no.
Leg shark is the hot new look, Digito says.
It's coming back. Like
Oh.
high-waisted shorts. Land shark.
Okay, I'm gonna toss this. I'm gonna date myself. Does anybody remember Street Sharks?
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
yes.
I had like 3 of the figurines. It was sick.
Oh. So we're gonna find a way to get Solana to turn into a street shark. So
Greatest names.
yes, you guys get everything set up. You guys start making them on your way. You've got the 2 canoes, Artis and Dragon Bait sitting together. You all sort. Actually, let me pull back up Dragon Bait because I still don't know all of his odors as of yet. Oh, and I apologize. I meant to mention at the beginning and forgot to. Quen will be joining us a little later, just running a little behind today. So you guys are getting into the canoes and getting everything set up. You notice that.
Oh,
You
Matt,
got-
can I remind you something?
Sure.
That Digitio has a nat 20 and a nat 1, and
Thank
both
you.
me and Quen have nat 20.
Of net 20s. Thank you. So Digitio, do not forget that. Okay. Yeah.
Digitio, I know you've criticized my actions a lot in the past. I just want to say thank you for being here tonight, and you're cool, right?
Yeah, you can give me the that one. I don't care. Bring it on. I'll take it.
Okay, so as you guys are getting everything set up, once more you notice you get a slight scent of lemon, not as strong as you had heard, as you had smelled yesterday, but still that same sort of lemony scent as you guys said get the canoes into the river, and actually, I should say, what does the party want to do now that we've actually got more of the party here this week? Last week, Artis had recommended that he had seen the red wizards hanging out at that floating stone structure that he called the Heart. Um, the party seemed to want to head that way. Is the party still in agreement now that everyone's here?
So let me ask one. The lemon scent, is that connected to the wizards or the lobsters?
The dinosaur.
It's neither. It's the okay. So there's
It's a
the
lemon
two
tree.
guides. You have Artis Keimer, who's a human male, and then
Nicolas
you have
Cage.
Lurian. Um, we actually rolled for everybody. The only one who had even heard of it was Quen. Basically, it is a dinosaur person from another realm. There are like 3 in all of this world.
With the delicious citrus scent. Okay, cool.
He has
Pretty much.
he communicates by shouting smells. So you'll hear at points like during a fight that everyone got into last week, when things started to get hairy, all of a sudden everyone was smelling the scent of fresh violets.
Okay, cool.
Then at other points, when it was a calmer time and he seemed to be in a good mood, or when he was getting happy. Well, when I say getting happy, it sounds worse. But when he's in a good mood, feeling happy, they were getting a lemon scent. When he was getting nervous, there were different scents behind it. That's how he's communicating with, where he understands common but can't speak it himself.
Okay. Well, Melik is a little less down with the Heart because I don't know how good a shark can get up there, but interested.
Dude, I got like vapor walk or something. I can get up there.
Was it discussed last week why we're trusting the word of this guy over the word of the person that sent us out here?
I can't remember why why Quen and Solana really chose to go with this guy.
Because they were sitting on the island talking to each other with swords, and clearly they were awesome.
They were fooled by his good looks, his good Nicolas Cage charm.
I was gonna say, if it had the phrase shiny in it, Solana was probably on board. I don't know what Quinn's like vague logic was about it, but I guess I'll go if Solana stays a shark.
Yes.
I want to see a fish flop on some air.
I'm okay with going to the Heart if that's where the red wizards are.
Yeah, that's
Did anyone give this boy an insight, or did we just kind of like, yeah?
No, no one did insight.
Hey, can I do insight?
Sure. Retroactive insight for basically everything you was talking about. So it's, let me see exactly what it says here on him. So
he wanted to go to the ancient being Sasha Nabaza to find the ancient city where something is located.
Yeah, so he's lost his wife and daughter as a city in the region has vanished during the spell plague. He's basically shared with the group he's trying to find an ancient guardian, Saja Nabaza, and it's been told that this being resides in Orlunga. And he's hoping by finding them, he'll be able to find a way to bring his family back from the dead. After speaking with the party and being told that they've come here based on Anit's recommendation about the Red Wizards and also admitting about the Soul Forge, he said, well, I really can't bring anybody back from the dead until we do something about this curse. I guess we're sort of working on the same thing.
Yeah, okay.
With
so
that insight roll, you're basically, as he's talked to the group about how much he's missing his wife and it wants to do whatever he can to bring her back. You feel he's being 100% straight with what he's telling you.
Alright, if Malik trusts him, I trust him.
Only part I didn't care about. But Gizzard brought up a good point, which was that this Anit lady that we've been at. Well, no, Anit was the first lady, right?
Anit's the one who is traveling with you.
Okay, she's
one
the
who paid
kidnapped
you.
lady.
Yeah, she's the one who's missing right now. The first
Seemed
one
like a
was
very
Sylvia Sindane.
Sylvia. Anit doesn't seem like a very good source of income right now, so I'm reverting back to the first job. And that sounds like a good place to get that one done.
She was the first job.
No, Anit was
No,
the lady who told us to get the wizards. Sylvia is the lady who told us to cure the curse. And this guy wants to cure the curse, and I don't even know if Alita is alive right now.
Yeah, Melik's referring to the initial woman who offered to become Melik's basically permanent sponsor. Life of a bard living with someone with a nice set of purse strings.
Get me into fantasy Broadway.
You know?
Okay, so let's do this thing.
Okay, so as you guys start heading south with your hammerhead shark navigator with the fin sticking out, guiding you guys along, managed to go through. Where is my? This is my notes here. Okay, so guys travel through first part of the morning. Don't really seem to have any problems on your journey. Gets to be about lunchtime. You still seem to be making pretty good time. No real. You're really not seeing anything going on in the area. You're watching the guys are staying remotely clear. You're getting occasional little bits of little bits of sprinkler, mist, rain for those of you in the canoe. Solana doesn't notice anything because she's soaked. And,
She's a shark.
so it's making it to be about lunchtime. Anything that those of you in the canoes as you're traveling would want to take care of during today's travel?
I'm a shark.
I'm a shark. There's a light rain right now.
Yeah, it's just sort of sprinkling. Nothing too bad. Given the torrential downpours you guys went through in the last day or two, all of your well, at this point your rain catchers would be down 2 gallons. You've still got enough water to last you a couple more days.
Does Goodberry do water?
No, I believe Goodberry's just food. But there's water all around you, and it's been off and on rain pretty consistent since you started your journey.
Okay, well, Melik is coming up with as many rhymes for the word shark as he can.
I'm offering raptor corpses to people in case they want to eat.
And what did we have him eating last week?
A spider.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were eating spider corpses last week.
Nice.
And then Sue monster corpses as well. You took a couple of bites out of those.
Cool.
I gave you a kiss on the cheek to thank you for saving me because the spider got me, and then you asked me why I was trying to eat you, and then ate a spider, and I quickly fell out of love with you.
It was just like that.
Wow.
Summer romances.
I understand how Gizzard thinks. And Gizzard on the screen right now, I'm actually going to shift ping us. A little bit out of line, but you'll see that's the other thing you ate besides the giant spider.
You are not picky.
Cool.
Never has, never will, apparently.
No, he will eat just about anything.
True.
Gross.
Okay. So you guys continue on through lunch. Again, you notice Dragonbait is spending most of his time just sort of looking all over. Just seems to be enjoying the travel. As Solana's going through, Artist really isn't saying much, just sort of focusing on heading where you guys are heading where you guys are going. There we go. Okay, you managed to make your way through the remainder of your day's travel. Again, it seems to be just overall a very nice day on the swampy lake.
Yay!
Solana, as you eventually your wild shape wears off and you turn back into yourself and start climbing out of the water and back into one of the canoes, need you to make one more Constitution save for me. Okay, and that unfortunately is not enough this time.
Oh no!
So as you climb up into the canoe, you feel a little bit under the weather here. Let's see exactly. So as you
If there's a
climb up,
leech on me, I'm gonna smack you.
oh, as you look, you don't see anything on you. You climb out. You do notice as you're getting into the canoe, though, you're a little short of breath. And then it's weird. You've never had this happen to you after wild shaping. You climb out though, and it's just like, sort of that asthma feeling, just heavy of the breathing, just like, oh. And then let's see here. Oop. Actually, no, we're just gonna go. Come on, system. Learn how to type DM. Okay. So you guys get in the canoe, manage to finish out your evening's journey. As you continue moving along, a couple of hours later, Solana, you're just something still just doesn't feel right.
Could I do a nature on myself?
Sure, if you'd like.
Okay.
Okay. So as you're sitting there, you actually end up realizing you've definitely contracted something from the tainted water. As you're sitting in Gizzard, you're closer than you'd think.
Oh, nice.
It's with that roll and the amount of time you spent talking with Musharib, you're pretty sure you've contracted throat leeches. So mechanically speaking, it's been a couple of hours. You now have exhaustion. And then at the end of each long rest, you get a chance to make your saving throw again.
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
Well, so you're gonna burn that on your
Yep,
after
no
the long
throat
rest?
leeches. No thanks. Don't want.
Okay. So you guys set up camp for the night. And okay. Guys set up camp and y'all notice that Solana's feeling a little under the weather. Are you telling anyone what's going on, Solana, or are you suffering in silence with this plague at the moment?
I'm just going. Guys, does anyone else feel a little winded?
No, I am fine.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. What's wrong?
Ever since my dive, I've just felt.
Was it to do with you being a shark?
I don't know. Maybe I won't be a shark again.
No, okay, it definitely hasn't anything to do with that. Is anyone good with medicine? Figure out, maybe I don't know, because I'm not. That's why I asked.
If you had scales like me, none of this would have happened. It's the soft flesh you have around your neck.
That was when she was a shark.
as you ask that, Malik, you start to get a scent of honeysuckle as Dragonbait walks over and just sort of nods.
First of all, you smell good. Second of all, you do medicine.
Just nods and will proceed to sort of poke and prod at Solana a little bit. And apparently knows immediately what's wrong. It immediately, the scent of honeysuckle strengthens a little bit. And then at the same point, they get Solana, actually, you were very close to him during the last battle. You noticed a very slight sense of you get the honeysuckle and a little bit of violets into it as well. And he sort of looks over and calls over Artis, who pokes around a little bit and goes, yeah, picked up something in the water. Give it a little while, it may clear itself out. Not much we can do, is we don't have the skills to heal something like that.
But it definitely doesn't have anything to do with being a shark.
No, it's just being in the water.
Ah, okay. Cool. So only shark in the boat.
Okay.
Cool. Glad we're square. By the way, lovely bedside manner. Think about this for a profession.
As you guys get the camp set up for the evening, how are you guys taking care of watches for the evening?
I'll take first two.
Definitely will take last watch.
Wait, but what about your leeches?
Should do not rest.
I trance, so that's... Oh, wait, Matt, how would I do that? Do I need a long rest, like the 8 hours?
It serves the same purpose for your trance, so... And even if you take the first two, they're 4-hour chunks, you'd still have 8 hours for the last.
Okay, so
actually,
I'll
no,
take
it's
the
not 4,
first
it's
two.
2-hour chunks, so it would be 4. Yeah, we'll
But
call
that's
it...
a
you get
long
the same,
rest for me.
Yeah, you get the same benefit for a long rest, so...
Okay. So, yeah, I'll take the first two.
Okay, so we got you taking first two, we got Devaney with the last. Anyone want third?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. And
Waited you out, sucker.
for the
I'm good at it.
Okay, Solana, while you're gargling through the leeches, can you give me 2 perception checks? And Gizzard and Devaney, I need 1 from each. And I would like to thank Digitio for the gargling through the leeches comment. Okay. Okay. As you guys get situated, Solani gets everything set up as she has been known to do since Musharif's passing for dinner. As you guys all have your meal for the evening, you notice it doesn't taste nearly as good as it normally does. Solani, you seem to be having a little trouble with your sense of taste, given what you're dealing with right now. Guys go through the evening. Solana, you don't notice anything in the first couple of watches. It seems like in this area things are, for some reason today, it's just been a very calm, easygoing day.
Except for throat leeches.
Fair enough. You know, nothing's bugging you other than the small creepy crawlies in your throat at the moment.
That's disgusting. Really, I used my nat 20. I can't even think about it.
There's, your watch ends, you head in. Solana starts her long rest, so we'll go ahead and burn the nat 20, so when your long rest is over, you are free and clear of said... Let's see here. Yep. Yeah, when it's below, you recover from the disease. So you only had the 1 level of exhaustion. So you are good to go now. Gizzard and Devaney, as you guys go through your 2 watches as well, you notice... Gizzard, you not so much as you notice Solana just beginning her trance when you take over. As you go through your watch through the evening, and then Devine, more when Gizzard wakes you and you take over for the watch. You notice it seems that Salon is resting a little more peacefully. And then the sun starts to come over the trees. Another seemingly easy evening for you guys. And you make your way to the wake up. Solana's getting with the stuff that she gathers throughout her journeys through the day, gets breakfast together for everyone. Much better meal this morning than it was last night. She's back and feeling well. And that will bring us over to... Oh my god. Like, do me a favor. Read that out for the couple of people we got watching right now. So,
Sorry, guys. So I mentioned Melik was thinking about shark rhymes, and I definitely wrote some down and made up a little rap that Solana heard when she came back from her watch, and it goes a little something like, "She's a shark, she's a shark like Joan of Arc. I'll be singing like a lark about this big dag shark till the day goes dark." What?
That's
There we go.
awesome.
as you guys get the day together.
That was amazing, by the way.
Yeah, I lost where I was going with
It was really good.
As you guys start getting the day packed up and ready to head out, who is taking navigations for the day? Oh, Melik, the fans have granted you DM's inspiration for the. We got two in there calling for inspiration for it, so.
Okay, well, I'm gonna use it and navigate because I'm feeling hyped.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check for us. Thank God for inspiration.
Like this way, you know what? No. Definitely that way.
No, yeah. So is Melik seems to be very excited this morning and jumps at the chance to guide people towards the heart, which you guys can see is definitely getting closer off in the distance. Actually, with your where you are, you have more visibility here, so we're just going to ease up around you a little bit. So as you guys start making your way along the you guys start making your way down along towards the heart. And what is everyone else doing while Melik is guiding the canoes along?
Not touching the water.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me after your harrowing ordeal yesterday. Okay. So as you're thinking back after you woke up in the morning and were dealt with the food for everyone, and you start thinking back to Musharib on the first couple of days when you guys were traveling, and it really wasn't raining all that much those first few days. And you remember him just taking scoops of water out of the river and using it and cooking, and you stop and think for a few moments and realize boiling it. He always boiled the water before we did anything with it. So it's starting to think, well, maybe if we boil the water, it won't be bad. Now, jumping in and swimming in it, can't really boil it first, but running out of potable water, you're pretty sure you got an idea of something you could do to assist with that.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Barely digitio, but he had some uses.
It's
Some
got me
members of-
thinking though, like how small are these leeches? If it was just a boiling problem, was he like straining leeches out of our water? Eating porridge with leech.
That's what gave it the nice flavor.
it gives it a nice umami, you know?
Right, that hidden flavor from leeches.
Extra protein, extra protein.
We need it. We're adventurers. Gotta have a balanced diet.
You guys managed to
So
pile
gross.
yourselves back into the canoe. Again, you guys seem to be making pretty good time as you're watching. Even artists in Dragonbait are looking around a little bit like, this is weird, man. Nothing's happening. Just traveling along, you're not seeing. You guys remember when you entered into this base in the beginning, and at first there were you ran into the Sioux monsters, and then the spiders, and then the pterodons that you guys saw flying overhead. Last couple of days travel, you haven't run into anything.
I can talk to plants, Joe. I can see what's up.
So you're trying to speak with plants?
I don't know. Do you think I should, guys, or
I mean, you
Well, if you're,
can.
if you're going to speak with plants, I'm scrubbing myself with soap and spraying perfume on myself. I remember Malik saying how nice dragon bait smelled, so I was like, yeah, you know what, I can do that better. I can smell good.
Fishing for a rat. I mean, I'm pretty sure the plants are just gonna say that we're like totally bad now, and that's why everything is kind of leaving us alone. But you can go ahead and
okay?
ask
I will not speak to the plants right now.
him. No, go ahead, do it. I kind of want to hear it now.
Okay.
We'll have time when we make camp this evening.
Okay.
Lots
I'll
of
speak to the
plants
plants
around there.
later.
Okay.
So as you guys managed to make your way along, again, a very easy day on the Aldani Basin Lake. Mela keeping you guys sort of close to shore to keep it nice, even pace, keep things nice and smooth running for you guys. You managed to okay, as you guys make your way down and you come to a point as travel through, leaving shortly after breakfast, and then eating along the way. Push a little bit later than usual and come to a point on the far end of the lake. And there's, as you've got a couple of small rivers you can try to head down in the morning once it's light. You're thinking maybe another 2-3 days travel tops. I'll have you right underneath this large floating stone, what appears to be stone structure. Get everything set up for the evening's camp. Artist and Dragonbait helping get camp set up for everyone again. Gizzard still, as people are getting camp set up, he is just almost bathing in soap and perfumes and whatever he can find that smells good. As you guys pick a nice little section for camp, you notice for Solana's purposes, you can see that there is some almost looks to be like kelpish, like seaweed, some sort of long undersea plant or under lake plant that's probably a good 15-20 feet down in the water.
Nope, not going near the water.
And then there are a couple of other things that actually
Is there a tree?
let's
I'll
see
go to the
here.
tree.
There's actually not a whole lot of trees around you. Do me a favor and roll a. Actually, let me just jump over here so I make sure I get this right. Two. Let's see here. Roll a d6 for me. Okay. So as you're looking
Rolling
around,
so well tonight. Let me tell you.
and you see what appears to be a very beautiful plant with three. Let's see here. Where is it? With three different colored blooms on the top of it. It's probably a little taller than you. It's somewhere between 6 and 7 feet tall.
Oh Jesus.
The top of each one, each piece, you see a bright trumpet-styled head. One a bright yellow, one a deep, intense, almost blood red, and the other a sort of vivid orange color.
Can I nature check this?
Sure. Go ahead and make a roll.
I have no idea what it is.
It's a pretty flower.
Ooh, it's a pretty flower.
Can Devaney see this flower?
Yep.
I suggest you don't go near that thing.
Ooh, why not? It's pretty.
I believe I came across one on one of my watches, and I asked Musharib about it, and he said that it was quite dangerous, and if we just let the flower be, it won't bother us.
What's a
I
flower
will
going
not
to
go.
do?
I know that sounds strange, but apparently it moves by itself. From what
Oh
I
my
remember,
god, no.
it was a while ago. I might be wrong.
Musharif also fed us leeches.
That's also not true, but
They were quite tasty.
Well. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to talk to it because I have to be within 30 feet of it, so. Nope.
Okay, if you look around, give me a perception
No,
check.
JJ, no.
As you look around, you can see, other than that, in the immediate area, you got a couple bushes. You don't see anything else that jumps out as any sort of large vegetation besides that.
Okay, I won't talk to plants today. I guess. Does anyone care if I talk to the plants?
I still want to hear how bad I am. So, I love it. But,
Talk to the mom of the pretty flower.
yeah, I don't
You
still
talk to
don't
the
see
one with the
problem.
pretty flower.
It moves. That's alright.
Okay, go talk to it, JJ. I mean, King Gizzard.
You're the one with the spell.
Who is this JJ?
Who is this, JJ?
Go ahead, go poke it, King Gizzard.
Alright, you know, I will.
Solana, why are you? No, that's
No,
not. It's
no,
a
I was
deadly
kidding.
flower.
I was kidding. I forgot he was literal.
Don't goad him. He'll actually go do it.
I know, I forgot he was a literal creature. Don't poke it. Whatever you do, you smell very nice.
The bribery attempt starts.
If Gizzard does go move toward the flower, I will step in front of him. Devaney will step in front of him.
You smell so nice, King Gizzard. You don't want to stand near the flower. You smell better than the flower.
Why are you so scared of a flower, though? Does not make any sense.
Lots of plants here don't make sense.
This is true.
Speaking of, hey Solana at dinner, will you turn into a shark and let me feed you a dancing fruit?
I'm so tempted, but no. No, because I don't want throat leeches. Thank you.
Wouldn't she suffocate if she was on land?
I'll throw
Technically,
water on her a lot.
What about I can change into a giant crab?
No.
Why don't you
no.
become something useful like a lizard or something?
I can become a giant frog or a giant poisonous snake.
I won't say those aren't
Snakes are
useful,
good.
they're just ugly.
Snakes are not ugly.
You
They
know,
are
okay.
beautiful creatures.
Yes, they are. Racism with Gizzard right now. Anyways.
Okay, so no plant talking, no animal turning. I'm just gonna cook dinner for everyone.
Sounds good.
There's Artis and Dragonbait have now got just about all the tents set up as you guys are going back and forth with this. And
Awesome, I love these guys.
Solana manages to get you guys a evening dinner that can't be beat, and you guys proceed to eat and anything you guys want to take care of before the evening's rest and watches, or
Nope, I'm good.
okay. So who's taking watches this evening?
I'll take first and second.
Devaney will take last.
Be my guest, Malik.
Looks like Malik's being volunteered for third.
Fine. Only, and this is in his own head, because he was almost kind of racist at Gizzard, and Gizzard's the only one that he can still kind of maybe call a friend, and he's a little bit lonely on the inside.
Okay, so as you guys get everything set up, do me a favor if the three of you will go ahead and make your perception checks for me. And it looks like we are soon to have us a Quen inbound. Okay.
Nice.
Wow, rolling. What? Holy
Oh
hell.
wow.
Okay.
I'm not rolling well.
Oh, none of you are. Am I
Yeah.
supposed to have anything sneak up on you with rolls like this?
There, restart your whole system.
I know, right?
Get a new one.
Throw this notebook out the door. Yeah, in the window. I'll go downstairs, get on the desktop.
So as you guys set up, take your watches for the evening. Again, once more is Malik, you notice is you're taking your watch. Solana, your first two watches go by, no issues whatsoever. Malik, as you're taking your watch, you notice Artist is sitting over in his den. He's actually awake, just cleaning his armor, cleaning his sword. Not overly paying much attention to anything, just maintaining his equipment, so to speak.
Good.
And then,
Well
so
done.
to speak.
as your watch comes to a close, and no,
That's what I was thinking.
I'm just gonna say no to Solana on that one. As Melik is finishing up and turns in, and Devaney wakes up to take over. Devaney, you don't notice anything from Artis's tent, but you do notice that Dragonbait is up and walking around.
Yeah, Devaney is just going to walk around, keep an eye out all sides of the camp. Polite nod to Dragonbait.
Okay. And I'm really thankful that my producer can see when things like this happen. Is Devaney, as you're watching the first 30 minutes or so goes by, it seems to be fine. As you start picking up this somewhat strong scent of violets from Dragonbait. And then as he's looking around, the violets seem to fade a little bit, and then you smell ham. and the scent of ham is getting stronger. And he comes sort of half running over to you and sort of grabs your shoulder, shakes you a little bit, and points to the west. And as you look west, you start to see a wall of water moving towards you. And behind the water, you can hear the lightning. You've experienced this sort of weather just a few days ago, as you now have what appears to be another roaming tropical storm / hurricane bearing down on you.
Well, I'm going to look at the wall of water for like 2 seconds because it just, whoa. And then I'm going to run around and wake everybody up as quickly as I can.
So as you all start to get woken up by Devonay and start to look outside your tent, as one does in Chult at night, and the rain catcher's being set up. As you're coming to, as this wall of water is just overtaken your camp at this point. As you're getting, huddled over, Melik making sure to keep the fiddle somewhere safe, layering it and bundling it to keep it dry. Gizzard just sort of playing out in the water. It's
Water is ruined for Solana forever.
Your dog agrees.
as the rain catchers are now doing a little bit of work, as Solana's getting everything taken care of. And we found what we're going to feed Gizzard to if Gizzard ever dies.
Okay. I was like, no, this is the one thing I will not let Gizzard eat. Is that
It's just
puppy?
going to eat Gizzard, and when I said that, it's sitting there going...
It does look oddly vicious. I don't know why. It's got a look in its eye.
So, as Solana sets up the cooking fire right inside her tent this time, is get a fire lit outside. You guys managed to get breakfast situated, and how are you guys handling who's handling navigation for you today?
Either me or JJ.
Songwriting high lasts for a day.
You're on your down now. Come on down.
Lizards are good with water, right?
Yeah, if Solana doesn't want to take it, I'll happily take it.
Yeah, King Gizzard, go take it. It's in water. I hate water. Water is the devil.
Okay, Gizzard, go ahead and give me a survival check at disadvantage, given you cannot see more than 150 feet in front of you in this torrential downpour.
Hey!
Hey!
Holy mother of mercy. Okay, so as
What's up?
you guys start getting everything pulled together, and once more as you look at the water and the canoes, realizing much like what happened at the camp, canoes are useless in this weather. So you get everything bundled up and sort of Jack Sparrow over the head, make makeshift umbrellas out of them. And making your way, I need everyone in the party to give me a Constitution save for me.
Can I state that I'm not carrying a canoe at all? I'm just walking in front of everyone, leading them. And there.
And I'm yelling at you to get back here and help me carry this canoe.
Okay.
Yikes. There's my bad
Oh no.
roll.
Oh no.
Okay. Oh, so most of you are doing okay. I was hoping Quinn was going to be here, but not yet. So give me a second. Let me make a roll for Quinn.
Like, are leeches falling out of the sky now? Or is it something else?
The water from the swamp is just run up.
These are frogs. We're going biblical here. It's raining frogs.
Yeah,
Kids are just walking their mouth open, eating them whole.
Take your average storm. Big.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, so the majority of you are actually okay. Well, I won't say okay. All of you have one level of exhaustion right now due to the difficulty in traveling in this weather. Devaney, you have 2.
Oh.
It's Gizzard's fault. He's not helping me.
Nope, he left you to carry the canoe on your own. That's why. So just keep in mind, for those of you with 1 level, you have disadvantage on all your ability checks. Devaney, you have that, plus you're at half speed. So while everyone's moving along, then they stop for a couple of moments, wait for you to catch up, keep moving along. You're just having a rough go in this weather.
Does that include attack rolls and saving throws, or just...
No,
rolls?
just ability checks.
Cool.
And again, that one only affects Devaney because she's the only one who failed to save. Everyone else is just... I'm sorry, no, the speed is the only one that affects her. Everyone has these checks like that. So, and then for our navigator, what sort of pace are you pushing the group along on this trek on foot?
Not realizing that Devaney is struggling, I'm gonna go at a fast pace. I'm too far ahead.
So, let's see here. Okay, let me see, and actually... Okay, so as you guys push through, and actually let me double check here, because I think if you're running at this at a fast pace, you're going to push people into another level of exhaustion.
This will be the end.
So,
I don't care anymore about existential loneliness. I will cut you off.
just double check this here, because for the life of me, let's see here.
If I knew beforehand I was going to exhaust everyone, I wouldn't have done it, but I already said it, so... Oh well, I just got to deal with it.
I know, scorching temperature, yeah, nothing specifically says it, so we'll leave it at what it is. There's nothing in Roll20 that specifically says it's on a fast move for 1 day, so we'll let it run with that for the time being. So as you guys make your way through the day, still ever heading along the trail towards that, where you remember seeing the heart floating in the sky, whereas you can't see anything at the moment. And you guys manage to make your way along, doing actually a better time than you'd thought, and you think you're doing pretty good in terms of your direction, given your navigator, who is almost out of eyesight for you guys at some points, as he's booking it. He's pushing you guys harder than you want to be pushed, but he's
like a boot camp leader.
Vicious.
Solano quits.
Okay, Malik quits too. Like, what the hell?
I wait for Devaney and just huddle under one of the canoes with Malik.
Soft ones, hurry up!
I'm going to use the ability to project my voice as a vocalist and musician that I have honed over the years to yell at Gizzard to get his lizard butt back here.
Does Gizzard have horns or anything on his head?
I have frills. Think like a frill neck lizard.
He's a frilly dinosaur. He's not a horny one. Sorry, I
That's
couldn't help
That's
myself.
not why I was asking.
That one was innuendo.
So is Gizzard like near? Has he come back to us who has quit?
Us who have quit.
Well, Devaney hasn't quit,
Hey.
but has he come back?
If I'd been turning around periodically and realized you were out of my sight, I probably would have stopped. Always so.
Devaney would like to cast light on King Gizzard, but on his neck frill.
Seems to be somewhat of a running thing. Gizzard points. So, Gizzard, all of a sudden you don't really feel anything, but you notice a slight shadow in front of you.
Shadow.
You've got light on the back of your head now. Basically, it's going around. You're seeing the light come around you from behind, and you're seeing a little bit of a shadow of your own head.
I spin around to see who's behind me.
I high five Devaney.
I'll high five back. Now we can
hell
see
yeah.
him. Now we can see him wherever he goes.
And Quen, just to give you a heads up, welcome. We are currently making, continuing along the path that was started last week towards the heart of Ubtao, in the middle of another tropical thunderstorm. Gizzard has got everybody sort of basically boot camp running towards this thing as he is navigating and loving the water. Currently, everyone has one level of exhaustion, including yourself, just from much like the last time traveling in this weather, especially with Gizzard cracking the whip, disappearing into the distance, but now shining like a little beacon of light off in the heavy rain.
We kind of mutinied too and refused to stop and follow him and stop for Devaney.
And Gizzard, do me a favor, roll a d20.
Can do.
So as you guys follow along, chasing this light in the distance. This again, really. Gizzard, you come across a group of trees in front of you a little ways. And in those trees you see a lot of very thick white material strung between a couple of the trees.
What's up with tonight?
In the middle of this material, you see a rather small, looks to be humanoid figure. It's probably about maybe 30, 40 feet in front of you. It's not really directly in your path, it's sort of slightly off to your left.
How far behind me are the others? Do I have time to go check it out before they catch up? Maybe I can let them catch up at this stage.
Given Devaney's speed and the group sort of remaining back with her, yeah, you've probably got, I'd say maybe 5-10 minutes. You're a little ways ahead of them, but even at the speed you're pushing and Devaney being a little slower due to the exhaustion you're pushing your group to, you think you've got a couple of minutes.
Alright, this humanoid figure, what is it? What does it look like? Is it moving? Is it doing anything?
Go ahead and make a perception check for me. As you sort of look back, see you got a couple minutes, you start moving over that way a little. You've got no clue. You got to get up on this thing and like dig in to see what's going on here if you really want to.
All right. Well, if I don't see them coming up at all, I guess I will do that.
Okay. So as you go over and start, you know, it doesn't take much at your claw. You just sort of carve out a little bit of this web in front of it, and you find the basically desiccated corpse of a gnome.
He's gonna eat it.
I'm so sad. But
It's
yes.
dried. It looks like it's whatever fluids were in the body were long since drained by something that does not appear to be in this immediate vicinity anymore.
Can I pull this tiny soft creature out of the webbing?
And go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Just a straight strength or athletics, or what are we doing?
Either strength or athletics. If you want to use athletics, go ahead. You can throw your body into it. Or rather,
Roundhouse.
grab and throw your body away from it.
Why not?
Not bad, even with the disadvantage. So as you grab hold, give it a couple of tugs, you manage to get the body out. You can see it used to have on what appears to be some sort of like cloth. You don't see any metal or anything like that.
Interesting. Can I tear off one of the legs?
Sure. It's not stopping you, so it's a little dried, it's a little dead, but you know, a couple of moments, managed to break one of the legs off.
All right, and
At this
then
point,
my
you're
lizard
literally
brain.
you're starting to hear them catch up behind you and calling out a little bit.
Yeah, my lizard brain is kind of kicking in, and I'm like, wait, last time they didn't like me messing with dead bodies. So can I pick this gnome up and just throw it as far as I can, like off track?
Okay, go ahead and make a straight strength check for this one. You and which way are you throwing it? Sort of back over towards where you got it from, or
Just I know which way I'm going to be leading them with my check, so I'm going to throw it kind of like away we're not going to be going, away they wouldn't look. Just
okay, so you chuck it off. You managed to get some good distance on that gnome. Little trails of what was left of some light-colored hair just disappears after a couple of seconds into the distance.
beautiful. And I'm going to put that leg into my pack.
Okay, so one slightly dehydrated gnome leg.
It's gnome jerky, is what it is.
It really is.
Soggy gnome jerky.
Oh my god. So it is at this point the group has caught back up to you and might be a little wondering why you were just sort of hanging out over by these creepy trees, but
Yeah, I'm trying to act casual, like lean against a tree, like check my watch kind of deal, like, what's taking you so long?
Your watch.
and you're hanging around where there are, you know, creepy spider webs, because you know that's what one does when you're in the jungle in a thunderstorm. So,
At least no spiders. Fingers crossed.
no, it was just you guys just see webs and nothing else. It looks like well, you'd see webs that are now starting to get sort of rained down and beaten down with it, but you don't see any living beings around.
All right, well, I appreciate you waiting for us, Gizzard, but let's find different, less creepy places to wait while you're a living light bulb.
Onward.
And yes, for those who haven't who have missed some of our episodes, we found previous gnomes dead in Jolt before. The last ones were half eaten by goblins.
And then
was
fully
sprayed by
by
spiders.
Like I said, it's a personal vendetta against me because I love playing gnome characters.
And I crack a joke that I'm going to put his character in here after it dies, and all of a sudden we find yet another dead gnome. And what's worse is he rolled the d20 that found the gnome. I'm just tossing that out there. So it's you guys continue on the rest of the day again. Gizzard marching you guys ever forward, ever closer to your goal. You guys are a little shocked at how well he seems to be steering you guys, given the storm. And once more, you continue on through the remainder of the day. You don't notice anything else jumping out at you guys. You make your way through, and it comes time for you to set up camp. Artis and Dragonbait start helping everyone getting their. Well, actually, Gizzard gets to a point and says, "Oh, it's pretty good spot here." Orby, help me here, Gizzard. The name Orby being tossed to me by one of our viewers. They're saying it might be Orby that you just ripped the leg off of. A previous character from a homebrew campaign that JJ was in. One of our viewers happened to be a player in the game, and yes, I will go on record. It was Orby.
Poor fella.
JJ just ripped off Orby's leg. JJ is eating his own gnome characters.
I definitely thought Orby was like an Australian saying.
Oh, she'll be Orby, mate. So good. She'll be Orby.
Awesome.
So as you guys finally catch up with Gizzard again, following the beacon that is the light on the back of his head. And again, assuming even though where light's a shorter length spell, as it starts to go out, call out to Gizzard, drag him back, light him back up again. Basically keep the beacon going.
I'll definitely be doing that, yeah.
Right, sure. So you guys make your way, finally catch up with them. It's now getting to be darker. It's been pretty much dark and miserable all day long as you guys are living on canoes through your travels. Artists and everyone starts getting camp set up. Does the group have any plans for this evening's camp, or
No, Melek goes straight into a tent and is there forever.
Seeing how tired everyone is, Gizzard's gonna attempt to help out as much as possible. Because they're slacking off.
Okay.
Shoot it.
As you guys are getting everything set up for the evening, getting your evening's meal in, getting the rain catchers set up again, which will, given the weather, definitely will be filled up again by the time you wake in the morning. So, who's taking watches? What's everyone doing over the evening?
I want to talk to Dragon Beat by showing him flowers from, where are we from? Faerun?
Faerun, yes.
I want to show him different flowers through Druidcraft and just show him different pretty stuff.
Oh, okay. Are you trying to teach him anything in specific? Like, are you trying to teach him anything, or is it just?
No, I just want him to smell them.
Oh, okay.
Quinn would like to spend some time with artist Simber and just talk. Get to know each other. He's really friendly right now.
Okay, Melek, Devaney, Gizzard.
He's been passed out.
Oh, Melek is out.
Like before watch discussion happened, he was out.
As you guys notice, as Melek has just walked into the tent and collapsed and is dead to the world at the moment.
Hey, no thanks.
Devine, anything on your docket for the evening?
I'm gonna keep the light spell going on Gizzard just because I can.
No. Devine's last
There's got a dark side.
is to blanket Gizzard's head in light one last time. Last time for the night, at least. So who's taking watches this evening?
I'll take one.
Okay, so we got Gizzard. Anyone else?
Devine will take last watch again.
Okay.
I'll take second and third.
Okay. Okay. So, do me a favor. For the three, I need perception checks, all at disadvantage. Not bad. Jeez, there are numbers lower than those, you know.
Wow.
That's a lot of found him.
I've had a bad one too, but that's okay.
Oh,
think
Quinn,
the
are you
roll is
planning
so
on taking a
hard.
watch too?
Oh, I thought that. Never mind then.
Oh, that's okay. So it's it's a little slick, Malik. I gotta give you that one. So is Gizzard proceeds to take the first watch. Gizzard, are you doing anything during your watch?
Yeah, I want to pull out this gnome leg and have a bite of it.
Okay.
I want to see how it tastes.
And Digitio, no, technically Gizzard cannot see in the dark. Does need to keep a torch lit, so... Oh wait, actually, his head is the torch at the moment, so yes, he can see in the dark. So as you get ready to go on watch, and all of a sudden, once more, you see that shadow appear in front of you, as you just sort of go... As everyone proceeds to get ready to rest, and you start chewing on your gnome leg. And Quen, you said you were going to seek out artist to speak with him.
Yeah, I want to have a chat. Just some girl talk, whatever.
Anything in specific you're wanting to look for? He's sitting in his tent, and just sort of bringing out some of the clothing, cleaning his equipment.
I want to check out some of his equipment. It looked so fancy in that fight. I want to see what else he got.
Okay, so is he's sitting there? What do you say? How do you approach him? What's your opening? Is he sitting there cleaning?
Well, Quen is very in the springtime right now, so he's really friendly. Every day is the best day of his life, and he's feeling springtimey. So I guess he kind of skips in. Maybe he trips a little bit and just kind of falls in. And he says, "Oh, artist, you were such a good help the other night. Thank you. You saved me and Dragon Bait too."
We're helping each other with this endeavor, so it seems to make sense. As you sort of trip and stumble into the room, go ahead and make a perception check for me. It's disadvantage of being exhausted, but it's not a hard check where you're right on top of it. Wow. Hit higher than expected. So as you're sort of trip and stumble in, you notice, again, you can see he's currently, he's got his longbow set off to the side, and he's cleaning, making sure his dagger's sharp. And as you're watching him work for a couple of seconds as he starts talking with you, you notice he's got a ring on one of his hands.
I just kind of look at it a little bit, and I try to examine it from afar. What does it look like?
It looks like a very simple band. You know, it's hard to make out much more about it than that.
Oh, artist, is that your wedding ring?
He looked at you a little bit and. Uh, yes, 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 it is. I wore it in memory of my wife.
It's so beautiful. Can I look at it?
Uh, he hesitates and sort of pulls his hand back a little bit. He doesn't seem overly interested in sharing at the moment, and does that. He just goes back to working on his dagger again, sharpening it.
Oh, I'm sorry if I offended you.
No.
I'm gonna go now. Thanks again for all your help.
My pleasure.
And Quinn just kind of just out of the tent, just almost as fast as he came in.
Okay. As you disappear back out and you see a gizzard walking around and taking care of his watch. Gizzard, anything else you're taking care of other than the other than the gnome?
Nah, that's it.
Okay. So as you managed to finish up your meal, finish your watch, comes time Solana for Solana to take her 2 watches. So Solana, as you come get, I guess I'll say come to for your first watch, you notice Dragonbait is still unconscious at the moment. Do you anything else? I know you said you want to talk to Dragonbait. Anything else you're looking to get through during your watch?
Without anyone looking, she's gonna take her quarterstaff, and every time she sees a puddle, she's gonna jab it just out of spite.
So, as you're going through your watch, you're jabbing a whole lot of puddles. It is still rather raining heavily at the moment. As you get through the first end of your watch, you notice and you start to see Dragonbait sort of coming to consciousness and waking up a little ways into your second watch.
Okay, I just sit next to him and try to make flowers that are pretty and just show to tell him like about my homeland and just like try to be nice to him because he seems like a nice dinosaur man thing.
As you're going through and you're starting to druid craft these different flowers, different basically aromatic plants from your home, you notice that the first 1 or 2 of them, you get a strange sort of scent of brimstone that you hadn't come through as of yet from Dragonbait. And then as you continue to go through a couple of others, you get a fairly strong scent of honeysuckle and lemon, mixed with some minor undertones of rose back.
Okay.
It seems overall, from what you've started to learn from being around this person, you seem to know that lemon again is basically happiness or joy. The honeysuckle is some sort of like companionship or tenderness, concern, some like a friendly familial type feel. Brimstone and roses, you have no idea, as you don't have any other basis to compare them to.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
So as you guys finish up your watch and proceed to wake up Devaney, Devaney, as you have actually finished your long rest at this point, you are now down to only 1 level of exhaustion. So now you just have the disadvantage on you're not at half speed anymore.
Oh, good.
So as you proceed, anything you're looking to take care of during your watch?
No, I'm just going to wander around and keep watch. There's nothing else I need to do.
you continue to your watch. It's hard to see much beyond the storm that's been going on most of the night. Oops, forgot to GM roll that, but doesn't matter. As you notice in about 20 minutes or so, you notice that you can start to see the cloud and storm seems to be moving. Starting to, as the sun's just barely peeking out over the trees, with rain catchers for expectation. Am I back?
Yes.
Am I better?
Yeah.
Much better.
I apologize. For some reason, I had something pulled, and I was turning down the music and didn't see any of the chat alerts yet. So, suffice to say, rain has started to drift away during the end of Devonay's watch, and you all come to consciousness with the heart being much closer than you anticipated. And a strange appreciation for Gizzard's breakneck pace as you have you're fairly confident you'll be getting to the heart within a day, day and a half tops.
I mean, that is great. I'm just super glad it's not raining. Is the sun out?
What passes for the sun being out in Chalt? It's still a little bit overcast, a little bit misty at points, but you can definitely see the suns through the cloud. The suns, yes, because there are 5 of them now. You can see all 5 of the suns shining down and cooking you all alive. Game over.
I was like, I don't know if you're joking.
We're on Cremoria. For those who haven't seen any of the Riddick movies, decent flicks.
Oh, okay.
Sun's out, sort of peeking through the clouds. You're getting a little bit of mist here and there, but overall seems to be a nice day in the swampy jungle that you're in. With that being said, it looks like JJ's having some technical difficulties, and it's just after 9:30. This is probably a perfect place for us to take our mid-morning break or mid-session break. So, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, whatever the hell it is for you. It's Monday. I'm confused. So, thank you everyone for being here. I want to thank Team MZ and our friends over at Many Sided Dice for their discounts on the Lost Artifacts of Greygast book and PDF versions. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break, grab some drinks and everything, and we'll be back in just a few. Mr. Producer, if you can produce us on to our break, and we'll be back shortly.
Y'all.
And welcome back, everyone. Thank you for hanging out during our brief break here. I want to make sure I mention, like our commercial says, because I tend to forget to. If you haven't already hit that follow button, make sure you do. We still have that big 100 follower giveaway coming up in the hopefully near future, where you're getting a monster manual, a set of dice, and on top of that, one hardcover
My
copy
love.
of a module of your choice, be it Tomb of Annihilation, Curse of Strahd, uh, any of them that have been released so far. So if you haven't hit it, go ahead, hit it now, and get it done. And with this, we will pick right back up where we left off. And we have got our group after being driven basically at the point of slave labor by King Gizzard, running boot camp style forced marches through the torrential downpours. Your party has made camp, had a somewhat soggy dinner, uh, actually much nicer breakfast, and proceeds to prepare for the day. As you guys are getting together, who is taking your navigational reins today?
I will.
So
Alrighty
anyone
then.
wants it, they can have it.
So go ahead and let's make your survival check. You guys have, well, for most of you, you are all back up at normal rolls. Devanay, you're no longer at half speed, but you are still at disadvantage on your ability checks, as you still have one level of exhaustion. So, Solana, you have a clear vision of where the heart is in the sky, and you know right where you're heading. After Gizzard's force march yesterday, what pace are you setting for your somewhat tired and worn friends?
Medium, slow, steady.
Okay. So as you guys
Melik runs up to Solana and gives her a kiss on the cheek.
What? I missed that.
Kiss you on the cheek.
Aw, yay!
Crying.
we do
I
not have
blush.
we do not have video. Producer, can you flip us back to the video? You have unmuted, but apparently we're still running commercials.
Love it. What do we pay you for? You're fired.
Alright then. Sorry about that, everyone. Our producer has corrected that. Puff Parhoon is not the producer. Our producer is someone you are unaware of. Tune in Friday night to meet Lachlan to meet our producer. So, and apparently my bearded baconator friend is deaf. Hey, there he goes. Our producer is now speaking with our fans, so we'll let them work that out. So as you guys start getting the day together, Solana's taking the reins here, getting ready to move the party out. We've got our pace up, we got everything ready to go. You guys have decent breakfast, get your everything situated, and let's see how your day's travel is going to make out here. Okay, so you guys make your way through and moving right along. Is anyone looking to do anything as you're moving closer to the heart of Uptao?
Besides carrying canoes?
Quinn is
Yeah,
very
we still
excited and
can.
wants to just charge forward. He's feeling very bold today.
So as the group starts falling behind Solana and sort of charging at, basically just charging ahead at their goal. Quinn, you notice Artis seems to be staying sort of a fixed distance away from you. Doesn't seem to be like opposite end of the pack from you, but is keeping one or two people between you.
Quen is too laser focused on the path ahead to notice or care.
So as you guys travel on, and with Solana taking lead, Lynn and Fawn charging ahead, you guys seem to be making pretty good time. You managed to go through the day's travel with, again, minimal impact to anything. You don't see anything jump out of the ordinary. Run through the whole day's worth of travel, and as you get close, you're getting into early evening, and you're looking up in Solana. You're guessing as you're navigating here, you've probably got about another maybe 3.5 miles, maybe 4 miles before you get to be right underneath this. Now, as you're getting closer to what appears to be a rather large stone structure floating in the air, it's up to the party. You can push through later into the evening. At the risk of exhausting yourselves, you can make camp where you are and then push through and get there probably like shortly before lunchtime, depending on how early you guys wake up.
I'm gonna say call it a night because I think Devin still has one level of exhaustion, right?
Yeah, and Devaney thinks that approaching in the daylight would be better.
Unless you want to be sneaky.
But not everybody can see in the dark.
Kingsley holds his hand up.
There.
Okay, so as you guys start getting your selves situated,
I could give him dark vision if I felt like it, but I don't. So never mind.
Yeah,
I
I'm
could
so
let
no,
you
I
stay in
can.
the dark if I wanted to, but nah.
pretty sure artists can't see in the dark either, so.
Okay. Never mind. Gotcha.
Okay, yes, you are. Well, actually, I gotta go over this way. Okay, doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't look like he does. So as you guys manage to make your way and set up camp for the evening, again with following Solana's excellent navigation, you know you're just a couple of hours outside of the heart of Ubtao. And who is taking watches for this evening?
Quen will attempt to take as many watches as he can while getting in his
Malik.
meditation.
Okay, so that'll give Quen will be taking 2.
Alec is slowly backing away from the circle of discussion.
Hey Malik, why don't you take my watch? The last watch.
Yes, only because he remembers that Devaney is sleeping, and so that sounds great. I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that for you, Devaney.
Okay, so that puts Melik at the last. Quen's got
Thank you.
2. We need one more. Okay, so doesn't look like anyone volunteers. So at this point, Artis will step forward and offer to take a watch. So we'll put Quen doing the Quen. When do you want to do your 2? Melik's got the last one.
I guess I'll do the first and the second. Are there 4 watches? I forget.
Yeah, 4 in an evening.
Oh, okay. He will take 1 and 2. Yeah, he'll take 1 and 2.
That puts Artis at number 3 and Malik at 4. So I need 2 perception checks from you, Lennon, 1 from you, Malik, and 1 from Artis.
See, this is why I don't do it. You know?
Uh-oh. Okay, who's cutting out for you two? Is it everybody or is it just one person?
It's everyone except you.
That's really weird. Okay,
Yeah, Dave cut out for me a little bit, but I got what he was saying.
It was mostly
You know.
garbage.
Okay, now Matt's cutting out for me.
15. Rolling all lows. Proceed to evening. You guys situated. Quen, you're first out, without any really your eyes like city of the future. There are some people with Discord issues. Some days I love Discord. Some days I want to throw it in a blender.
Which one today is?
Yeah, it's getting there. I am going to do the smart thing, though. We're going to go... kill Twitch on the computer and open Twitch on the cell phone. See if that helps. Okay, y'all still with me?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are much better.
Oh, okay, let me, there we go. Okay, so as, Quen finishes, the first 2 watches, yeah, in first watch, everything goes fine. Second watch seems to be a little more interested in, the strange floating fortress in the air. As we go through the, next 2 artists, takes his watch, and, Malik, you take last watch again. Doesn't really seem to be much going on in terms of the area. Everyone's just sort of focused and getting ready for what the morning's going to bring. As you guys wake up in the morning, or rather, Malik, as you're watching as night turns into morning, we have. Let's see what our weather's going to look like. Okay. You notice as the sun once more starts to creep through the clouds above. Seems like it's going to be another somewhat clear day, which works quite well given you're hunting a giant floating stone fortress soon to be right over your head. Group gets up. Anyone have anything other than basically breakfast that they want to take care of first thing this morning?
Quen wants more sangria early this morning.
Okay, so it sounds like Quen is going hunting for Gizzard to beseech use of the alchemy jug.
Come on, it's time to party. We're almost there.
Okay.
Yes, before we head into the strange floating sanctum, let's get crunk.
Oh God.
Okay, how are you responding, Gizzard?
Gizzard, can we borrow your urn?
I didn't hear a word of that because people are cutting out. Your urn.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Your jug, not your urn.
Gizzard, I want your jug. Can I have it?
What do you need it for?
I'm gonna make us a little road trip beverage.
Sounds legit.
Road
All right.
trips.
Oh my god.
Sounds legit. I'm gonna high five Quinn like.
Put in your monkey fruit.
I asked Solana if she has any fruit or if she's seen any fruit.
I
Oh,
look
I've
for
got some.
fruit.
Do you want some?
Is it that dancing monkey fruit? Don't you
If
try and
that-
goop me.
Yes. What would you say? Okay, never mind.
I have a turnip if you need it.
A turnip, yes, thank you. Quinn takes the turnip and puts it in his bag and forgets all about it.
I look for fruit.
Okay, go ahead and make. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Let's see here.
Oh.
Okay, so let's have a little fun here. So you managed to find a decent selection like berries, little things like that. Do me a favor and go ahead and roll a d6. Okay. Don't know what the heck that is, so we're gonna go look that up. That's one you guys haven't come across yet.
Berries
Okay.
would be awesome.
So you got berries, and then you managed to locate. Where are they?
Grapefruit.
Oh, there we go.
Kumquat.
You managed to find a couple of trees with some, well, for lack of a better term, nuts growing on them. And as you're looking at it, you see how many were on there? To jump over. Let's see. Actually, I'll have you roll it, so I know what you're looking for. Roll 2d6 for me. Okay, it's got 8 of these things on it. Look to be about the size of your fist. You pick one of them up, you sort of shake it, and it rattles when you're shaking it.
Do I know what it is?
Go ahead and make a nature check for me. As you're shaking one and you're listening to it shake,
No, I don't know what it is.
you've got no idea, but as you're shaking, you can hear it go rattle, 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 and then you take it down from your face. All of a sudden, you notice that there is a light glowing from the nut.
I open it and put it in the sangria.
As you open it, the light goes out.
Okay.
So it's a.
Do you know what that was?
Yo,
Is it
I
only
saw-
Solana there that sees this?
I'm sorry?
Was it only Solana that saw the light net?
Given that she opened it and dropped it in into the urn that you guys were making the sangria in, I'm going to say it was right in front of all of you.
Oh, right. Okay. Quinn is shocked, but also, well, let's try that sangria.
Yeah, you know what? It's been a crappy couple of days. Like, what's the worst that can happen?
Quinn starts filling everybody's mug who's having some, or passes it to whoever has it, if we're just passing it around.
Or you guys are starting this and haven't had breakfast yet, but got the sangria going. Who is navigating today?
I will, because everyone else is drunk.
Yes.
Devaney didn't have any.
No, but Melik is very insistent. Devaney, you really should. You should.
You're like the best navigator, Gizzard.
Gizzard, while they're trying to convince Devaney, go ahead and roll your survival check for me.
Alright, I want to point out, if I roll poorly, it's because they're distracting me with their drunkenness. Yep.
The nice part is you're looking for a giant floating stone mountain in the sky, and you're only a couple miles away from it, so it's not a hard check.
I'd like to have a persuasion, and Devaney needs to drink up.
Devaney, you are definitely feeling pressured here at the moment.
She's left the conversation, isn't even talking to them anymore.
I know you can drink. You got a party.
In the water. She's just gone. She's not there anymore.
I'm out. I'm done with the game. Never see y'all again.
Okay, so we got Team Sober Navigating and Team Day Drinker.
Party.
And Solana trying to get lit off the light. And yes, and I am hoping, Michael, if you are still watching this when you do the vodcasts of this thing on Twitch, the name of this episode is Lit Off the Light. So as we get moving right along here, and then and just as a heads up, you're getting near the end of the night. Digitio, you still have your Nat 1 and your Nat 20, so don't forget about those. Night is getting close. Gizzard, how are you setting up your how are you what pace are you setting? Is this just a normal pace?
How does this thing look close?
Yeah, realistically, with that, you assume you'll be there by lunchtime, even at a normal pace.
Okay, normal pace is fine.
Okay, so as you guys manage to head over there, and I'm assuming the three of you who are all drinking this, you're just pounding this as you're going, just keep down in it till it's gone.
Oh, the first one. Well, okay. Can I roll something to see how it tastes with the nut?
Sure. Let's see. What would cooking check would be intelligent? I'll say this: pick your roll. Roll whatever you can go charisma. You can go wisdom.
I was like, you want me to pick my roll? Okay, here we go. We're gonna.
Yeah, it's one of those just really
acrobatics.
Not one for taste or there you go. Let's see how it makes your tongue flip.
All right.
You're trying to stick your whole head inside the jug, trying to get it away from her.
Cannot get enough of it. This is delicious. So, Lana, you are the best.
So, as you guys are following along, this has got a good couple of gallons of sangria in this. So, as you guys get probably about an hour and a half in here. Let's see here. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Yeah, producer just called out. Melik, you hate it.
I hate it.
Yeah, Digitio is calling for the nat 1 on your flavor test. This sangria is the worst bile you have ever tasted.
Okay, in that case,
You'd rather eat the desiccated gnome that Gizzard found all those days ago.
GTA, great call. Great call.
Digitio, I am heartbroken that you would use this on my cooking skills.
I am so livid. Like, I needed this. I pounded the first one. It was terrible. And I'm so close to dumping this whole bucket of just all over you right now. I'm so angry. I'm livid.
I am so sad.
Devonay is totally hiding a smile behind a hand at this point.
Digitio, you broke my heart.
Oh my god.
Is that enough to see that smile?
Go ahead, Devonay, go ahead and you're trying to hide this. Also make a sleight of hand check. Oh my god, JJ, you're going to hell for that statement. It's actually not. She does a pretty good. Right now,
then.
your rage is so focused on Solana and that nut in there. Nobody else exists right now. It's.
You know what? I want to.
Okay, poor choice of
I
words.
want to eat a nut.
You
Can I
have to
eat
eat
a
all
nut?
the nuts right now.
I want a nut. I want to eat a nut.
Okay. So you go ahead, grab one of them, crack it open. It's a little bit of work to get through it, as it is literally the size of your fist, and it is.
Oh
We're
yeah.
not talking about a hard fruit. This is like a solid. It's like trying to bite into a walnut. That's as big as your fist. And takes you a few minutes to get through it. Let's see. As you manage to sort of gnaw your way through it, go ahead and roll. Where Melik did charisma, go ahead and make a charisma check, or and just straight charisma roll. Let's see what you think of the flavor of these.
Oh, it is delicious.
This is.
With my +0 charisma.
And as much as Melik hates whatever this has done, this thing is the greatest thing in the world to you.
I am so angry. I am about to dump this whole pot out and chuck the pot into the river.
Does not have any effect on me.
I don't care.
I care.
It's going somewhere. Man,
Oh,
he's a
drink
kid.
it. It tastes delicious.
Okay,
It is the most delicious nut.
Fine. Drink all of this.
Gwen happily takes the jug and starts drinking it.
No, Quinn. No, you didn't do this. Solana did it. She's gonna drink all of it right now because it's so good.
Okay, thanks. And then he starts drinking it.
I look to Devonay and I say, perhaps we should move at fast pace.
That's a good idea.
Solana, drink it right now or I will go ham on you.
Okay, I'm gonna drink it right now.
Okay, give me a Constitution check.
I'm like 110-pound wood elf. Thanks.
Okay, you're down, 10, 15 seconds. You're getting down. You're still enjoying the taste of it. It doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot to you at the moment, though.
Okay, fine. Melik is just gonna drop kick. He's just gonna drop the thing on the ground and kick it and storm away. And he's just really pissed and pouty. And he can't win, and he's really sad now.
I dust off the magnificent urn, and I hand it majestically back to King Gizzard.
I just kind of take it and rub the dirt off it and put it away.
So all of this has gone down, and Melik is walked off. Melik, which way are you walking off? Are you heading towards the stone, away from it?
Oh, I'm gonna go away from it.
Oh, okay, like back the way you came?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be here anymore.
So as some of you have continued on, and a couple minutes goes by, and you look around, you notice Melik doesn't seem to be around.
Quinn goes and finds friend Melik.
Go ahead and make a perception check. Okay, Melik, performance check. Are you off playing or? Oh.
Sad violin.
So, Lennon, as you start wandering back a little ways to try to locate Melik, you get you start to well up a little inside as you can hear this bitterly sad violin song sort of trailing over to your ears through the distances, and starting to follow it eventually at a little faster pace, or at least as much as you can with the it's rough, but you're listening to that, it's hard to keep moving. You got to stop every couple of minutes, catch, and eventually you find your way in see Melik probably about 20-25 feet away from you. Is
Quinn stops for a second and just kind of goes and then rubs his nose, and then he walks over towards Melik and just sits beside him. Doesn't even really say anything, just kind of sits beside him and listens for a little while.
Then Melik starts to sing. And the words go a little like this.
Oh no. Oh no.
She was a shark, like Joan of Arc. Like a lark about the big bad shark.
In the distance, you hear the bongos played very badly.
Quinn, after hearing just a few stanzas, just quickly kind of puts his shoulder on Melik and just says, "Hey, that's enough. Listen, we have to get through this. We're almost done. And then later, maybe we can, I don't know, do something fun. We'll have another party, okay? To make up for it. How does that sound?"
Okay.
Okay. Now, come on. Let's go. Our friends are waiting. Maybe Solana found some food. I hope she did. If not, I think she has those weird good berry thingies. I don't know how they work, but I feel really full after eating them. So, let's go.
Hopefully it'll wash this sad taste out of my mouth.
When hands Melik his pitcher of water, just his little rain catcher thingy.
And Melik will drink it and then slosh it and then spit it out on the ground, kind of gross, and then drink some more. It really was bad. It really was bad.
No, listen, I think your violin playing is wonderful. It's
Oh no,
not
I
that
know
bad.
it is. No, my music is perfect. I meant the sangria, and I really wanted it.
We can make more sangria tomorrow.
And the
I
party.
might be, and yes, we'll have both and the party.
Gwen, you're the best. Carry me back to camp.
I'm 5'1". I can't carry you anywhere.
And I'm like super skinny and attractive.
But I'm like 16 in elf years. I can't do this.
Fine.
Well, here, let's walk together here. And Quinn kind of put like kind of what's that thing where you like take like your arm and put it around another person's arm, lock arms or something like that. Quinn does that to Malik, and they walk towards camp, and Quinn just kind of goes, there.
Okay.
So as you guys start to catch up with the others who had been moving forward a little bit, you notice, and we're going to jump ahead and then jump a little back in time. You notice that the three others from your group, as well as Artis and Dragonbait, are all three looking up when you guys walk back over. And then for the three of you, Solana, Devaney, and Gizzard, as Melik has walked off and Quine has said, hold on, I'm going to go chase him down. A few minutes goes past as you can hear the violin playing, and then it seems to stop. From up in the air above you, you hear a very soft voice call out in Elvish at first. Hello down there, and who might you all be? Do any of you speak Elvish?
I speak Elvish, so does
I do as well.
Lynn and Tiffany. Hello up there.
Yes, hello. What brings you out to my home?
Oh, this is your home. Why, it's beautiful. We saw it in the distance, and we came to see it, to see if we could find a friend of ours.
What? There isn't anyone here but me. But what? Who is your friend? Who do you seek?
Have you seen a human woman around here lately?
Anna,
You see as well as you can see from a couple hundred feet away, the brow furrows, and once more you hear yelled down. No, I don't. I don't think I've seen anyone, but this is such a strain on the voice. Why don't you come up?
okay.
First, tell us who you are.
Oh, but of course, my apologies. My name is Valindra. I am here seeking to... that I do not want to yell out over this great distance. Do you have a means of coming up here yourselves?
Well, I don't, and some of our friends have taken a short rest over there. So if they come back shortly, then we can all come up together.
Okay, and about that time as you're saying that, Devaney, you can hear Lennon and Quen and Melik walking up behind the group, and this is where I'll introduce everyone, and you hear Shavak. Do you mean the two who are coming up behind?
Yes, I think those would be them. I'm gonna turn around and look at them, just to make sure it's not something else.
Then you see Quen and Malik walking up behind you.
Yeah, those are them.
Who are you talking to?
Okay.
I don't know what is going on.
Oh, we're talking to the lady that's talking back to us.
That's not concerning at
That's
all.
very helpful, Solana.
Well, they can hear a lady talking. They just don't know what she's saying.
Quen understands Elvish. He can hear.
Malik, do you want me to tell you what the lady is saying?
I want you to stop speaking to me in such a condescending tone. No. Find out on my own time.
So are you going to come up so we can discuss this?
Why, of course, we would love to. I
Sure.
said, why, of course, we would love to.
Okay, so what's the party's thoughts?
What are we doing? What is happening?
Gizzard, there's a lady up there, and she hasn't
Can
seen
see?
the person that we're looking for, and she wants us to come up there and talk with her. She doesn't want to yell everything down fast.
We should probably, check
This,
that out.
this seems like a trap. It doesn't seem. Are we sure we want to go up there?
I do. I love meeting new people.
Gizzard, as you say that, all of a sudden, erupting vertically from the ground, about 4 or 5 feet away from the group of you, you see a shimmering arcane portal appear in the shape of an open doorway.
I go in.
Okay.
I love new people.
As the door pops open before anyone says anything, Solana just gone.
Quen looks at
Malik
Malik.
Malik does not look concerned in the least.
Quen is surprised, but also doesn't want to leave Solana alone. So I guess kind of makes motions away while looking back at the others and is just kind of like, are we doing this right now? I don't have any more wine. Do you have any more wine? I don't have any more wine to give her. She can drink
Think
your
about wine.
I don't think
want
we
it
need to
anymore,
give her
ever.
anything. She needs to give us information. That's what I'd like to talk to her about.
Perhaps I will stay down here.
Well, I don't want to leave you alone either.
As
I feel a
he
lot
says
more
that,
comfortable on the ground.
Artist and Dragonbait will look over at the group and say, we can stay down here with him if that's his desire.
No, you guys should go up with the rest of them. I don't feel like doing anything anyways. I'll stay down here.
Alright, I'm gonna go through the portal.
Okay. So we've got, so far, Gizzard and Malik down, Solana and Devanay upstairs, or, well, through the portal. That leaves us Quen.
Quen's really torn right now. He doesn't know what to do. He wants to make sure his friend is okay, but he wants to make sure his other friend is okay too. Quen's gonna go up. Yeah, Quen's gonna go up.
Okay. Okay, so we are going to grab you guys. And this will bring us. Okay. Mr. Producer Man, follow the magical moving red flag. as I just dragged everybody over here so y'all have visibility on this map. So I'll set it up, and I'm just going to stick the 3 of you up on this. Come on, where's my GM? Okay. Yeah, so for Melik and Gizzard, you guys are up here. You feel free to, move around so you have visibility. The other 4 of you. Oh, and I should say, I will leave the choice with you. If you want artists or Dragonbait to come up with you, you can have one of them come up. You can have them. You guys can choose which one you want to come up with you.
I want Dragonbait to come up.
Okay. So Dragonbait will join the 3 of you up top. And as you emerge from the portal, you see, where is... You see a somewhat young, and I'm going to blow this image up so our viewers are able to see it. You see a somewhat young-looking elvish woman standing in front of you.
Very big.
Oh, yeah, she's massive melon. So as you guys come up top, and she says, "Oh, thank you. If you'd like, let us go downstairs. I have seats and spot we can have some water and beverages and whatnot." And she'll proceed to basically walk her way down around the corner and head down. Are you guys gonna follow her in?
Yeah, I am.
Yes.
Okay. So then we will. I mean, I'm just gonna start grabbing your tokens and sticking y'all in the room then. Okay. Actually, what we will do is the others. Why am I dragging artists everywhere? He does not have visibility. You guys are. We'll stick the 2 of you in a cage in the corner. So as you guys. Actually, I should. Let me jump over here because I forgot to give you the little blurbiage as we transitioned our way up there. So let's see. There we are. So as you guys have actually made your way up there, and again, as you got closer to that slowly floating and rotating giant stone heart, you see there was a cave mouth on the side that the 4 of you just walked into. The staircase, you can definitely tell, is not a natural occurrence. It was carved out specifically for this. As you proceed to come down the stairway into the cave entrance, and then you enter into Valindra's, we'll call it home or area. You see, you walked into a very musty cave. It's dimly lit by daylight filtering in from the hollow petrified tree trunk that you can see above you. There's a pool of sort of very dirty rainwater in the central portion of the floor. And between there are some natural pillars sort of that branch out from the tree roots coming up from the bottom up. See 3 tall bookcases stand to the side behind where you are at the moment, slung along that right-hand wall. A desk and several wooden crates are on the far left-hand side. And in the far opposite from the entranceway, there are 2 smaller rooms on either side and one iron cage, rather large size in between the two of them. As Valindra sits down. So you said you were seeking someone. Who is this person that has brought you all the way out into the basin?
Ebony's gonna look over at Solana to see if she's gonna say anything.
I just say Anite. Have you heard of her?
No, the name does not ring a bell, but I do not get out of here very often.
What brought you here? How long have you been here?
Been here for a good while. I've been attempting to study the soulmonger and trying to discover its location and how to best deal with it.
Quinn scans the environment for books, particularly magic books. Can you identify any?
Oh, okay, go ahead and make a investigation check. Okay. As you're scanning through, let's see. Come on. Okay. Hey, how many H's are there? Okay. As you're looking through, you don't see any specific spellbooks or anything that jumps out at you. But you do notice that there are a couple of scrolls that are rolled up on one of the bookshelves.
Okay. Thanks. Quinn will ask Valindra after surveying this room. What is your interest in the soulmonger?
The gate that enabled you to enter my home may have hinted towards. I am a practitioner of the magic arts, and I seek to imprison the soulmonger. If we can cut the soulmonger off from this plane, we can study its unique magic while at the same time removing the effects of this curse that have spread throughout the land.
Quinn is interested in this. He asks, "Oh, magic. That's wonderful. I also am familiar with magic. Where have you learned?"
Oh, my teacher is many, many miles away back in my homeland of Thay.
Quinn is interested. He remembers that there are Thayan wizards in the area. What would he do? I don't know what he would do.
Do they wear red robes?
Yes. What's Valindra wearing?
Let's see, what is it? Okay, let me jump up here. Okay, so according to this, she just has on a sort of very basic, basic set of robes. Dark in color, they're not red. It's like almost like a dark blue or almost charcoal black color.
Interesting. Okay. Juan has no more further questions for the moment. He says some ahs and, "Oh yes, I have heard of Thay. Wonderful land."
Have you met anybody else looking for the soulmonger?
No, not. I tend to keep to myself as there are many who seek to just destroy the soulmonger, and that I don't feel that is the right approach to take. If it cannot be trapped and cut off, then it may be necessary, but imprisonment so we can study it while it's safely quarantined away from impacting this material plane is the ideal situation, as we can learn so much from the magic it contains.
Do you have any idea where the soulmonger is?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check for me. And somehow I just caught the conversation about Nick Cage and whey protein. I'm a little concerned.
It's artists.
Oh.
Got a hold of a lot of whey protein.
All right,
Intriguing.
you may not be wrong on that one. There's she sort of looks you over a little bit and says, "I've I've heard I've heard rumors of a ruined city of Omu, but I've not heard anything certain."
Can Quen try and recall anywhere he's heard the phrase "City of Omu"?
Sure, go ahead and make a history check for me.
I would like to make one as well.
Sure, fire away.
I might not need one, but
Go ahead and make your roll. See, worst case scenario, you do better. There you go.
I'm good at history.
So both of you are familiar that, or at least have heard of Omu in the past. It's actually, let me see here. I have my history, but actually, do I? Yeah, because I don't have everything loaded on here because it's not in the basin. So as you guys are, you both are aware, Omu was once the pride city of all of Chult. It was built over rich veins of all manner of different minerals and stones. The city was just raking in money hand over fist. Omuan jewelry was coveted far and wide. The city's merchants were basically just fat cats loaded with what they were pulling up from the mines and turning into jewelry. Eventually, the city's greed and hubris proceeded to anger the patron god of Chult, Ubtao, and he turned his back on Omu over 200 years ago. Omu's clerics in the city lost their spells, lost all of their abilities. The city became overrun with disease, sickness, plague, and eventually slave uprisings destroyed it. The nobles all fled in terror. All records of Omu's locations have been lost to history. People called it, as a result of these horrors, the Forbidden City. And Devaney, you also remember hearing something about how after all of this went down, that rumors of new gods trying to influence the Forsaken City popped up, but you don't know a whole lot about them. But remember hearing somewhere that supposedly they were trying to take over the same city. So what is the rest of our group doing?
I'm gonna ask the Belindra if she's seen any red mages lately, red cloaked people lately.
No, you're the first people I've seen in a decent little while.
I'm gonna insight check that.
Sure, go ahead.
I believe every word she says.
She is. Oh, let's. You know what? We are just going to.
Exactly.
Not that
She's
she's.
such a nice not liar lady. She's so nice.
It's.
Thanks, Steve.
She seems, from what you can see, she doesn't seem to be holding anything. Anything in that you're noticing.
So nice. So lovely.
Dang it! I wasn't supposed to click that. Quiet gizzard, you're not there.
I had no
Oh, no.
idea. Someone else check if she's lying.
Devonay will ask her if she's heard of the Red Wizards.
Oh, but of course, everyone knows of that specific offset of Thay. I wouldn't be much of a former resident there if I hadn't heard of them.
Do you know why they would be in this area?
And one could only assume the Soulmonger is potentially a huge draw of huge power of magic. Any who would use magic could potentially seek to claim it and attempt to bend it to their will, to use it for their own means.
We were sent to look for the Red Wizards specifically in the Aldani Basement. Goodness, I can't talk. Aldani Basin. But we haven't seen any as of yet.
No, as I said, I haven't seen any. You are the first people I've seen in a matter of probably weeks at this point.
How do you get food in here?
Mostly, I summon what I need to. I do a little bit of hunting with my. Well, I shouldn't call it hunting, but I have some magic in my at my beck and call that enables me to hunt some game.
Quinn says, "Oh, I can teach you how to loose a bow. I'm fairly decent."
Valender just sort of smiles and, oh, that's quite okay. My magical skills do more than enough for what I need.
Quinn is satisfied. What time is it right now?
It's probably maybe half an hour after your typical like midday meal.
Oh, well, Quinn is probably feeling sleepy by now. You know, he needs a little siesta. So, you know, he kind of says, "Well, he just kind of walks up to Devonay and just on the slide just says, "Hey, I think we should go back now. I'm feeling a little tired, and our friends will worry about us."
I'm not worried.
Yeah, me either.
Malik's
I'm
hoping
fine.
only three of you come back. Devonay, Solana, what is Dragonbait is just basically along for moral support, so. Oh dear God, you and your Solana and her nuts.
She doesn't have a line of sight on me. I'm behind this tree.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I apologize, Digitio. I completely missed what you were saying earlier. Yes, you can use that nat 20 on any roll if you want to. So, which roll were you talking about? I'm going to give Digitio a second because I missed him saying he wanted to use it because I closed out of it on my computer. I'm using it on the cell phone. Oh, okay. He said never mind. So, um, what's the group's game plan then? So Quen has just told Devaney that y'all should get out. Devaney, Solana,
Okay, I leave.
what were you?
That's plan.
You trying to steal something? What do you do?
Trying to leave a nut in the water.
Trying to inconspicuously nut.
Okay.
But she's behind a tree. She can't see me. Or I'm behind a tree. There is no LOS.
I have to look this up because I am unfamiliar with it. Give me a second. Of course, it's not in there. We need a proper intro. You know what? Oh, y'all are making me do work. Let's see here. I'm not going to spend like 15 minutes searching this in okay. Come on. Okay, yeah, I'm going to say, given this, she sees.
Oh, okay.
And just, are you shaking it to turn the light on first, or are you just like trying to set it down without moving it?
I'm just gonna like drop it on the ground.
So as you drop it and it lands in the water, that little bit of a shake, all of a sudden the light sort of glows, and Valindra just sort of cocks the head sideways and looks at you like, "It's what?"
I go, oops. Oops. And then I say, oh, I think we should go, guys. Okay, nice meeting you, Valindra. Bye.
And have a pleasant journey.
You too! In your floating heart house. That's not creepy at all.
So is Devaney, are you going out with everyone?
Before I go, I'd like to make I don't know if this would be investigation or an just to see if I can see anything odd about where I am.
Besides the giant metal cage.
Well, she might keep live meat in there at some point, but something that's odd that somebody usually wouldn't keep in their house, or like for a wizard.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
You see Malik and King Gizzard in the cage.
Like
How did we
Devaney
end
said,
up here?
live meat.
I don't know how we got here. I don't care.
Wow. Okay. So as you're sort of poking around and looking in here, let me jump back over here. Let's see. So as you're looking around, you don't notice anything really out of place. Like as you're looking around, as you've come into the area, you can see there's closet. The small offset room over to this side is a closet. You really can't see in there. It looks just like some sort of a storage room. The room on the other side has a teleportation circle in the middle in it, which again, not out of place for a mage. As you're looking around, the one thing you don't notice that is, well, you just don't notice it. There's no cooking fire. There's no campfire. You don't see any cooking implements or any meal prep, anything like that.
I'll ask where the other teleportation portal goes.
Oh, but the teleport, it's not a portal, my dear. It's a circle. It allows me to, by casting a teleportation circle spell, I can leave here and go back to my home in Thay, and then return back here with minimal impact. I don't have to come back through, say, the port city and then travel down here.
That makes sense.
What does
Gwen
dragon meat
says,
smell
you
like?
must be very skilled in magic to pull off such a advanced circle.
Volundra sort of blushes a little and hand up in the face. Oh, as I said, I use my magic to obtain my sustenance here, and it is my main, it is my everything. So I'd like to think over my years I have become somewhat skilled in it.
Gwen says, well, perhaps in a while you can teach me some things about magic. And then with that he says, good day, and starts to leave the cave.
Volundra just sort of bows.
Devaney will ask her, so, you don't have any need of fire in this area here?
Volundra looks at you and says, I have my magic. My magic takes care of all that I need.
I want to look in the pond.
In sort of collected rainwater on the ground.
Yeah, if there's anything in it.
Go ahead and make a perception check. Just basically dirt, little bits of root and tree. You don't see anything moving, but it's just dirty rainwater. It's sitting on the floor.
That is disappointing. Would she notice if I turned into a frog?
Probably.
Okay.
And you're more than welcome to make a stealth roll, and we'll see if she sees you, but...
There's only one way to find out.
I'm wondering if I should spy on her and be a frog in her pond.
Yes.
No, we shouldn't split the party. Okay, I will go back.
I will just note and say, too late, y'all already did that.
Oh wait, I did that?
There's only 4 of you up there. The other 3 are downstairs.
Oh yeah.
I just stuck them in the cage so that they can see what's going on in the room. Yeah, it's just you, Devaney, Quen, and Dragonbait standing. Well, it's not even Quen. Quen's already taken off and heading back up the stairs out the cave.
And
Dragonbait's
Devaney
standing at the entrance doorway.
is starting to, say goodbye and leave as well.
Okay, I'll leave too.
So thanks for the information, and if you can't tell us anything more, then we'll be on our way.
There's not much more to tell, as we've discussed. It's if you are searching for the same thing I am, then it needs to be imprisoned, not destroyed. We need to be able to study it.
We'll keep that in mind.
Then I bid you safe journey.
You too. Yeah.
So before you make your way out, and we will grab you two and oop, come on, dragon bait. And you make your way back up to the top of the area where your arcane portal had brought you through. And as you guys walk back around over to where the portal was, no more portal.
Oh no.
Why? Oh no.
Because there's no portal.
Oh,
They took an arcane gate up.
I thought.
There's no arcane gate down.
Well,
So there's a guy over there. Do we see him?
Oh no, the three that you're seeing at the top are just
Oh, that's
all
Nick
of
Cage. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, it's just the three of them,
Nick
so they have
Cage.
visibility up here. I didn't want them to be stuck on just a black screen waiting.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
I just didn't see his token before, so I wasn't sure who that was.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, that's Nick
only
Cage.
pick up sticks.
Does she know that there's no portal for us?
but as far as Valindra's concerned, you guys said you had a way to get up there. She was just impatient.
Oh. No, I had a way to get up there. They didn't. Ooh, do you know what I can do? I can turn into a vapor cloud and go spy on her now.
So we can see outside. It's not just an enclosed cave.
So the lower section is an enclosed cave. So where you're on right now is the top. So actually, can you guys see over to the left? Like the actual image of it? Over here, or is this all grayed out?
It's all great.
It's black. Yeah, I can't see it.
Okay, so hold on, let me
Oh wait, I
Okay.
moved. Somehow I see everything.
Oh. How about now? Wait, where? Oh, you just dragged yourself over there.
Oops. I just dragged myself over there.
Why is Devonay's icon chasing me around? There we go. Okay. Here's what this actually looks like over there. Okay, can you all see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what the actual section, the entire thing looks like. So that cave you're seeing right over here is the cave that you walked in. You basically appeared up here with Valindra, walked down the stairs into the cave, came back out, and walked back up here.
Do we know what that is?
Yeah, they're petrified trees.
Do you know what did we see where it led to though?
So one, the shorter one you don't know. Given the location on it, the top one leads straight down, and that's basically the opening that allows the rainwater to pour in and pool in that little recess in the middle of her room.
I want to vape cloud to the top of there and see what's down there.
Okay. So, as you go all hipster on us with your vaping, and do me a favor, go ahead and pull up, like, cast a spell for me just so I can take a look here. See what we're working
Okay,
with.
hold on.
Okay, let's see here. Okay. 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 So it is. So, and you're casting this on yourself?
Unless someone else wants to go.
But
Why don't we just
actually
use
have
this to get down?
No, I'm just gonna look and see what's inside.
And it's an effect for a single person. It wouldn't work for the group of you.
Right. Maybe she could cast it 4 times.
Solana, if you go down there, check it out and then come back and tell us what's up.
Okay, so I'll cast on myself and do that.
Okay. And are you going back in the cave entrance, or are you just going right down from the top?
Down from the top.
Okay. And let's see here. Okay. And go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
I'm not stealthy enough as a big first cloud.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Not
Sure.
Holy hell.
Well then, yes, you
Nice
are.
job.
Okay. So, and go ahead and give me a perception check. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you start slowly drifting your way back down, sort of, Mission Impossible upside down head first, you fly up the about 20 or 30 feet to the top of the petrified tree. Then as you start making your way down and towards the middle, get about 9 or 10 feet into the petrified tree, and you see a rather large swarm of bats currently roosting on the side inside of this. You manage to slowly drift by in your gaseous form as you stick your again slowly lower and stick your head down to look outside to look inside there. And what exactly are you attempting to look for inside?
To see if she's doing anything nefarious or there's anything nefarious going on that she thought she could hide from us.
So as you're watching her, let's see here, what is... So as she's so you're just sort of sitting in the main room a little bit after hang out there for a couple, maybe 3-4 minutes, and you hear her bark out and call for drink, and all of a sudden after a couple moments you see looks to be a rather decrepit humanoid come out of the closet. Slowly shambles over, reaches up, hands her a bottle, and then once more shuffles and shambles backwards back into the closet.
Is he wearing a red robe?
Nope.
Oh. Hmm.
Look, make an intelligence check. You may have seen something like this before.
Whoa.
You've seen something exactly like this. It looks like the cannibalistic zombies you guys passed on the river a few days ago.
Oh shit.
Looks like one of the natural residents to this area zombified.
Okay, can I safely assume that she's zombifying the people and that she is the cause of the zombies?
Can you safely assume that? I don't know.
I will mentally assume that.
I can't tell you what Solana would assume and how safe said assumption would be.
Solana will automatically assume that and gasp in her form, but very softly, and then go up the chimney and tell everyone what she just saw.
You make one
Oh.
of these cool smoke rings.
It looks sort of like the Jetsons car, just a little spills of smoke coming out behind it.
Yeah.
Does that mean she's a necromancer?
I believe so. Dun dun dun. We
What
should
you
probably
guys want
ask
to do
her.
about it?
We should probably ask her nicely to get us off this thing first, though, or kill her. I'm not really sure.
Let's ask nicely first to see if we can get off, and then just leave her alone.
But she's the dead people, the zombies. We need to do something about that, shouldn't we?
Maybe
No?
we could ask her to bring our friends up, and then we can all fight her together.
She'll never see that coming.
Quen will go down and very, very meekly and nicely ask her to turn the portal back on for us.
You speak with everyone who's. Oh, I apologize. I thought you had said you had ways to get up here. I just was trying to be helpful. I assumed you would be able to make it down on your own.
Oh no, the apologies are all mine. Very sorry.
And she walks over to the bookshelf and picks up one of the scrolls that you noticed earlier and starts walking out, walking back up to the top section where she used it before, and goes out and unfurls a scroll in front of her. Proceeds to read from the scroll, and once more you see that same shimmering purple doorway appear a couple of feet from where it was, or where you emerged from the first time.
Should we go through there or tell them to come through here? Or is she with us and I just said that in front of her?
She just walked up and cast it. So,
Okay.
depending on, and she sort of cocks her head and looks at you as, I'm assuming you're still in your gaseous form.
Oh, yeah, I just look like a mist. She can't tell what I am, I'm a mist.
So the druid can change shapes. Interesting.
Whoa.
So,
Yes.
Most druids can. Isn't that common knowledge?
Quen will ask for clarification from Valindra. So this will take us to the place where you put it the last time?
well, within a couple of feet down below.
All right.
It's never an exact
Can I make
science.
Can I make an insight check to see if she's lying?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm so bad at insight. That's
She's
believe
extremely
everything
difficult.
she
She's
says.
extremely difficult to read. Pretty sure she's telling you the truth.
I'm just gonna float down in my cloud form because I can like be in there for an hour. You know, cloud forming.
So as Devaney, Dragonbait, and Quen are debating whether or not to walk through this portal, Solana just starts floating away.
Yeah.
Quen will walk to
I'm
it
out.
and go
See
through
you
the
later.
portal.
Okay. And Devaney, what are you doing?
I'll go through it as well.
Okay, so Dragonbait will follow with you, and split second later, the two of you show up, and you're about 15-20 feet off to the side of where Melik, Gizzard, and Artis are currently just sitting and relaxing. So probably a good 30 or 35 feet from where you initially started, but
Quen sees them as just like, where's that alchemy jug? Where's that halfling leaf? Give it to me.
It only works once per day.
And this takes with your fly speed of 10 feet.
Oh, it's 10 feet? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So it takes you probably a good, like 2 or 3 minutes to catch up down there.
Okay.
Yeah, Devonay's gonna walk over to the rest of the group and quietly explain what they found out and what Solana saw.
There's a dead guy living in her closet, guys. A zombie.
Well, she's gonna mention that it's probably a necromancer, and I'm not sure if we can trust any of what she said, but
Because she wants to capture the thing and not kill it.
And real quick, Digitio did throw out that nat 20 for Quen's check. So
Oh, okay.
Quen, you definitely knew that it was going to put you right down. You had complete faith. She was telling you the truth.
Oh.
Thanks.
So thank you very much, Digitio, on that, tossing it out there.
I become human again, and I filled them into with the whole zombie in the closet thing, which was really strange.
Okay, so these guys that are with us now said that they saw red cloaks here. She did not, and that she's here alone. Okay, and then it turns out that. What was that?
as far as we know, she doesn't have anything to do with red wizards.
But she is from Fae, and I'm not a theist, but it seems a little on the nose.
Yeah, she's definitely suspicious.
Okay, interesting, Quinn, that you did have to kind of codify all that. We'll go about your prejudices later. Anyways, so yeah, she seemed a little bit off apparently, and then also had a zombie in her closet. So gonna jump the placer because I mean I had like a nap just by myself. I feel better now. I'm kind of good. So
Yeah.
also, if there's any like dead bodies lying around, I learned how to talk to dead people. That's a new spell that I have. Wink. And
you still want to have that party?
Oh yeah, no. Everything we talked about is still on the table.
Okay, good, because I bought hacks.
Cool. What are we doing about Lady? Are we gonna go up there or what about getting up and moving?
Well, where is the next place to go?
I mean,
we should probably find the lady. Yeah. Lobsters, they're not in the lake, and I refuse to go back in there. Ever.
Well, Quen, he remembers Valinda talking about the lost city of Omu and how she believes that the soulmonger is there. Did we tell Artist this or not?
She heard rumors that it was there, and yeah, I told Artist. I'm gonna look at Artist to see if he has an opinion about what we should do next.
Let's see here. Let me pull them up and see what information, if any, he has to potentially share. Let's see. Oh, okay. So, as you guys mentioned, the city of Omu artists, so the shakes. No, if I mean, we've all heard of the city in this area, but I have never been and have no idea where to find it. It's.
But I mean, is it even worth like going? She said that, right? Lady up there that y'all don't trust.
Yeah, she said that she has reason to believe the soulmonger might be there.
We have reason to believe that she's a dirty liar.
Too bad we didn't have anyone charismatic with us that could talk to her.
I know, right? The one time I don't.
I believe she's genuine in wanting to find the soulmonger. Whether she would tell us where it was is another matter.
And she wants to keep it alive in another dimension. I think that's weird.
Well, shouldn't we beat her to it and destroy it before she can contain it and harvest it?
Malik, do you want to nut? They're really good. No?
Malik is just gonna breathe for a second. You guys decide what you want to do. I'm still willing to follow along as no one talks to me for about 5 minutes. I have to redo my me time.
Gwen just pats Malik on the back and then steps away.
I pat Malik on the back and I step away too.
Yeah, I'm gonna poke her in the face.
Yeah, okay, you know what? Fine. Okay. And I'm gonna take it to where I can be by me alone. Bye.
Well done, we broke it. Well done. We broke him. Well done.
Next time you need somebody who's good at insight or charming people to help you out, you know, you wanna go have it.
Okay, well, while Malik does that, Gwen will just sit beside Artis and ask him what's been up and why he doesn't seem too gung ho to go to this place.
Artist just looked over and it's not that I'm not eager or that I am eager, it's just I have no information to provide. The only place I can think of that you may get information is a self-serving offer is if we find a way to Orlonga and speak with the Guardian may have information for us, but at the same point the Guardian may not.
Orlonga?
Do we know where Orlonga is?
Where's
it? It's the same system, and Malik, you are getting ghostly hugs from Digitio. As our viewers are supporting of Malik in this whole endeavor.
It's a little chilly, but thank you.
And in terms of a location standpoint, you guys really aren't sure. You know that Artis mentioned Orlonga is where he was heading to try to speak with the Guardian to find out about bringing his wife and child back. Beyond that, there wasn't a whole lot to go on. He wasn't 100% sure where he was going. He was trying to find it. He was looking in the basin to see if he could find any signs or anything to provide information behind it.
Did he find anything at all, though, in the basin?
Not as of yet. Not at the point you guys had met up with him.
Oh, did you see what JJ had to say?
Oh yeah, and that's it's actually 11:30. So what we will do is we will actually. No, this is about as good as place saying no cliffhanger this week, unfortunately, but it's a good place for me to call it quits for this evening as our party is deciding what to do next.
Cliffhanger is, will Malik stay around?
Like, will he just leave the party? Like, not die? Like, I just make a new character because he just quits.
I'm out. I'm out.
He'll come back later as a villain.
As a zombie.
Don't give the DM ideas.
Really, rule number 1.
So with that, Digitio, everyone, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Sorry we ran a little over, but make sure you're back next week as we find out where our party is heading off to, what potentially is happening to Melik, who has just sort of wandered off as the party is, trying to figure out their next steps, and all thanks to a strange lizard jabbing Melik in the face.
It started with
And,
a nut.
It all started with a couple of nuts. There was more than one nut involved in this. Just saying.
It was a gentle poke.
One went into the mug, one got eaten, another one got thrown in a pool, another one was offered to Melik at the end. Oh. So Digitio says, good episode, everyone. Before we jump offline, though, there's most important part is the Nat 20 for next week. What do you guys think? Who gets the Nat 20 next week?
I think Melik for his amazing shark son.
Actually, we had a couple of people vote. We had a couple of people vote for that. We also have a Digitio jumping in with a Devonay for the glowing lizard frill.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool too.
Is it
Anyone
weird
else?
that I want to give it to Digitio for making that one like a crit one?
Yeah, for real. I vote for Digitio.
Me too.
Well, Digitio, you better make sure you get here next week, because apparently you've been overruled. 3 of the cast want to give you the Nat 20 for next week for turning Melik's role into a Nat 1.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
So,
This is like the best moment of character development.
So we will do that. Digitio, you have another Nat 20 for next week. So with that, I'll say don't forget to check out Many-Sided Dice. Thank you again for working with us. Team MZ for your support. Check out Many-Sided Dice. I'm turning it back to them for their Lost Artifacts of Greygast. And with that, say good night, everyone, as we are all done for this evening.
Good night.
Good
Good night.
Thank you all, and Mr.
See
Producer,
y'all.
produce us on out of here.